Hey, how's it going? This is Jeremy, and welcome to another sunny day. Yet another sunny day here in Osaka. I am biking along this river, which I've been to before on my vlogs, called Shirokitagawa. I just couldn't help but come out for another sunny day, although it's usually colder at this time of year, in very late winter and early spring. But hey, perfect day to be out. It's a weekday today, so not as many people are out. I do again have my coronavirus mask in my bag, not wearing it because I'm outside in the sunshine and the wind, and I didn't think there would be that many people out here. I said that in my last vlog when I was biking around Osaka Castle, and there turned out to be so many people that I did put the mask on. But hopefully we can have a mask-free vlog today. So, speaking of all that, that's a perfect segue, because I'm a video genius, into today's topic, which is the coronavirus and the vaccinations here in Japan, as of right now. So I was going to try to tell you what I knew about what's going on here, which is not much, but it's what I've heard. It's what I've pieced together from friends of mine who pay more attention, and I don't know how accurate they are, but this is what I believe is happening. So, a couple months ago, the numbers across Japan, especially in Tokyo and in Osaka, here in Osaka, the numbers were going up. The daily numbers of new cases were going up. Deaths, not so much, but those were also rising. The deaths were always about, at their max, maybe 20 per day, which is not good, but for a city or a prefecture of 10, 15 million people, whatever it is, okay. That's not a good thing to say, is it? So because of that, the government finally declared a state of emergency, and that's been going on for a couple months now. But what that means, it sounds drastic and bad and kind of important and big, but it isn't really, as far as I understand it. Sidetrack to the left. That guy thought he had this little path all to himself, but no. There's an American vlogger biking by. Didn't see that coming, did he? Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know, but I'm distracted by the awesome half moon up in the sky. In fact, I'm distracted by everything in the sky. Let's have us a blood sugar check real quick. Here on the side of the river. And the answer is almost impossible to see in this bright sunshine. 229. Anyway, so the state of emergency that they declared here in Japan, or here in Osaka, the government, for some reason, does not have or did not choose to have power to truly enforce a lot of their restrictions and rules. So in part, it's relying on just cooperation. In part, they do enforce some things, or they fine you if you're not doing it. And in some things, you just have to hope people are doing it. For example, it's not about wearing masks and social distancing. That, as everywhere, is sort of, as most places, is voluntary, but everybody does it pretty much. Bars and restaurants are supposed to close at 8 o'clock, I think, or 9 o'clock or something like that at night. If they don't, then they have to pay a fine. Other things like people that live in Osaka Prefecture are not supposed to travel across the border into other prefectures, although again, that's just the honor system. Please don't do it if you don't have to. It's not actually restricted, of course, because you have to be able to get around, but that's been going on for a couple of months, and the numbers are indeed quite down. The new case numbers are down. I think yesterday in Osaka, I saw the news that said it was 60 new cases, whereas before it was up to 400 or 500 new cases a day. So that's way, way down. 60 new cases is not bad. A friend of mine has said that he doesn't really believe the numbers because there's something where, like, if you think you have symptoms of coronavirus and you go to the doctor will ask you, well, how long have you had these symptoms? And you say, like, well, 2 days. and the doctor will not test you. The doctor will say, well, that's not long enough. Go home and take it easy. Put your feet up and take it easy or something. And so it's only if you have had like certain types of symptoms or a certain number of symptoms for I think 5 days, then they will test you. And those are the numbers we get. So a lot of people are having coronavirus, but they're not getting, maybe they don't go back to get tested or something. Maybe they die at home and maybe those numbers don't get counted. I don't know if any of this is true. This is what I've heard or what I think I've heard. So anyway, the numbers are down. I don't know what that means, but that's what they report to us. So that's the background for the vaccination thing. Now, in most countries have been being vaccinated for a month or two as I'm making this video. In Japan, no one has been vaccinated until very, very recently because these companies like AstraZeneca and Pfizer and Moderna, whoever makes the vaccinations, they do tests, they do clinical trials and whatever, and they publish the results of those tests, how the tests were done and what the results were. And most countries are looking over these reports from the tests and going, okay, seems good. We will believe you. Please give us some vaccinations. But Japan, ever the contrarian country, ever the stay home and do it yourself type of country, they did not believe the test. They said, no, give us some of the vaccine and we'll test it ourselves. So Japan got some of the, I think Pfizer maybe. Pfizer's the one they approved. Anyway, they got some Pfizer stuff or whatever. Vaccination from some country, some company. And they tested it, I think, on like 140 people or 160 people or something. And that took like a month or whatever it took. And finally, last week, they decided, okay, everything is fine. So that was big news that they are approved. That one is approved here in Japan finally. So a few days ago on live television in the morning, they had some of the frontline health workers in a room getting the very first vaccinations in Japan. They were all sitting socially distanced, all wearing masks, nurses and doctors. And they all got the thing to kind of announce on TV that it was really happening. A couple days after that, I happened to go to my doctor for my monthly doctor visit because I have to go there every month. It's part of the national health insurance system. Go there every month and get my new insulin, get a new prescription, get new insulin and stuff. But I asked the doctor while I was there, so what's up with the vaccines here in Japan? You are a type 1 diabetic, so you are higher risk, so you will be early-ish in the process. It will probably be May or June when I get it. He either said, I'm a type 1 diabetic, which is high risk, so I'll be early, or although you're a high risk as type 1 diabetic, you don't get it early, you have to wait till May and June like everybody else. I'm not sure what he meant, but anyway, either way, he said May or June, which is the important part. And then a friend of mine the other day told me that the plan after the frontline healthcare workers here is to spend about 2 or 3 months just vaccinating older people only. So presumably, if that's correct, I would have to wait until after that. But it is happening here. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.